I came up with the idea for Mnemosyne Rising when I was getting ready actually to write another film, and then I thought, well, I just want to make a space film. And I already had the idea of sort of this lost love tragedy. So it was just really a matter of like, it poured out of me. I wrote real quick, and then we jumped straight into the pre-production. But yeah, I'm a big fan of science fiction, and I wanted to do something that was more sort of old school, traditional, like 70s sci-fi, not a lot of 3D animation, not a lot of effects, just sort of something like a very simple story that just happened to be set in space. Nobody had been making sci-fi films, at least here at the university, and I thought, well, if I'm going to graduate, I'm going to do a thesis film, then I might as well go out with a bang. So it was a science fiction space film. I was fortunate because I sort of recruited a good set of people, and they all happened to be unemployed at the time. So it helped that they could stick around for 3 or 4 months and build these huge sets. I mean, it's a ton of people, but I mean, essentially, it's like I always shoot. Nady Gomez DP'd it, and she always shoots everything I do pretty much. And then Soham Mehta was the producer, and then we had Nazanin and Javier come in and design everything. Javier primarily with a lot of the ship stuff, and then Andrew, King, and Eliza Hook came in and helped build nearly everything, if not all of the ship interiors. I mean, you hate to have to say these people, but I mean, those were the ones that were around, from nearly day one, helping.
Give you the two side banks, the two fluoro banks to just illuminate and have a glow there on anything that's playing. You know what I mean? And that will resonate.
I don't know what to say about Nady other than I love her. We've known each other 5, 6, a little over 5 years. We have a good relationship, so it's just sort of like, it's like being out there with my sister or something. So, and it's nice because it means I don't have to worry about a lot of the visual stuff. She actually doesn't see a lot of what I see, that's why she hates me. So, I mean, I know what I want, sort of tell Nady. She translates my gibberish into something. I'll say, look, I want this, just make it beautiful. Then we shoot it. I think something like that looks nice.
Today we're shooting scene 28, and that's the scene. So today we actually get to shoot a full scene, multiple shots in one batch. So we're going to start the day shooting mostly towards, we're going to be shooting all this way. The goal is to get all this side done before lunch, and that way at lunch we can turn around, and we'll have art, we'll do the staggered lunch again, turn around, and go that way. And it's our last day, so I just wanted to give you a heads up. For the past 3 days, we were able to get everything we needed to do in the cockpit, minus a few inserts, and Nady and Miguel are going to do those. And today we have 13 shots. I don't want it to become one of those infinite last days, so it's everyone, we have to be really focused. And what's the big thing is in this tunnel, when you're inside the tunnel, sound really resonates. So everyone who's outside of the tunnel, please whisper. If you are not needed in the studio, go outside and you can talk out there. And you guys get all the walkies.
Oh, Zoham's great. He kept me sane. I don't know how he kept himself sane, but he kept me sane. It's like you gotta have one person at least on set who doesn't let things faze them, and that was Soma, which is what we really needed for this film. It's good, very practical, very down to earth, very alright. Like, this is what we can do. This is what we've been doing. So let's try and do that. Yeah, it was great working with him. I had been at a reading, I think in February, for a friend of mine was doing a script reading, and so I went to it and checked it out. And Mark was playing a couple of the characters in the script reading, and he had a really strong presence on stage and a great voice. And then I asked him if he would be interested in coming and read for me, and he was. And so I put together a couple of sides or something, and he came in, and he nailed it. And I didn't want to see anybody else after that. And somehow convinced me I should go ahead and watch everybody else, and I did. And but yeah, I sort of knew Mark was going to be it. He just really has this very strong on-screen presence that you believe him as, you know, as this space pilot.
I mean, I love to research anything that I'm,
Yeah.
anything I'm getting involved with. I love to research it, but yeah, I think I can find a lot of things like the isolation. Like, let's say you are in the Antarctic and you get sick. Like, there's a doctor that got sick and like had to operate on himself, you know, in like freaking Antarctic.
Yeah.
And there's no resupply for, because you gotta wait for the ice to refreeze or thaw out or whatever. You gotta wait for some condition. No matter how good everybody's intentions are to get you out,
It's gonna be
it's
a
like,
while.
it's gonna be a while. You know,
Yeah.
we'll do our best, but we gotta wait for the jump.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I'm really excited about this. This is so
Good.
cool.
I found out after I cast him, actually, that he had been in, I can't remember if it was the Navy or the Coast Guard, but it had to be the Navy because he had been stationed on a sub before. And so he's very familiar with sort of tight, cramped quarters and how you walk through a space like that and how you keep, you know, from hitting your head on railings and things like that. So his presence inside the sets and on the ship, you know, he was able to draw upon his experience back when he was, I guess, a midshipman or whatever they call Navy people, back when he was on a sub himself. And a lot of our design for the spaceship we took from looking at submarine, or at least interiors of submarines and how they were put together. And so it just happened to be fortuitous that he had that experience already. I mean, that's what it was. It's a thesis film in school, you know, grad school. And what I didn't want to get into was casting somebody, one, that had been in other student films before, or two, was younger and looked sort of like a student, like a fellow student here at the school, you know. And Mark actually happened to be the same age as I am. So he had that sort of nice mid-30s adult look, rather than sort of mid to late 20s, you know, college look. So yeah, I mean, he was great. It worked out really well. I'm glad that he came on board.